Okay, hello, I'm Lisa, and I really thank you for joining me today, all you beautiful ladies, and maybe a few men. Welcome to this short session of basically how to feel calm, how to be calm and feel energized in this time where everything seems really uncertain, and we're all being bombarded by lots of things that are keeping, that our energy just kind of falls with it. Yeah, so one of the things, I just introduced myself. I'm Lisa Cohen. I'm a Northern Beaches local. I've lived here for nearly 20 years, which is a bit of a shock. I'm what's called a holistic kinesiologist. So I help people calm the overwhelm and the stress that's held in their mind, their body and their spirit. And I help them to live a calm and more themselves life. So I'm a mother. I've got two boys. I also work in TV production, and so that part of my world has fallen away right now. So there's no more TV work. So that's part of life. So there's a bit of stress going on in that world. So today we're going to talk about and chat about how to feel calm and energized through this really uncertain time. And it is a really uncertain time for most people. Some people, even my husband, who's got a full-time job, there's still even uncertainty in his work about what happens when or if somebody walks into the office and they've got it. He even got a phone call last night about someone who's being tested. And so what's that process for their workplace now? There's a little bit of uncertainty around that. Firstly, I'd really like to show you on a practical level what the connection between our mind and our body really is and how we actually can get in touch with that. So I'd love you you can keep your eyes open or shut your eyes first. It's just it's going to take a minute or so. Just to take a few deep breaths, and just kind of feel your body. Just feel your feet on the floor. Just feel the weight of your body on the chair. And just allow your breath to fall in and out. And just notice if there's anything happening in your body. Notice if there's any stress or tingling or a pain, tension. And now I want you to bring to mind a particular stress. Is there a particular stress that you have woken up with this morning? And I don't want you to go into it too much because it's not what this is for, but just feel that stress in your body and just notice where in your body that stress is. So for some people, it could be straight into your shoulders. It could be your jaw clenching. It could be your tummy's turning. It could be the muscles in your calves are starting to feel really tight. Just notice where in your body that tension is. Just notice. Okay, when you're ready, and just come out of that. Just come back to your breath and just allow yourself to come back to your breath and notice. And if you notice anything different in your body from before and after. So the next thing we want to do is go back into that breathing space. Go back into that breathing space and allow your body to breathe in again and just notice what's happening for you now. Now I want you to think of your favorite meal, of eating your favorite meal with your favorite people. I want you to really be there. I want you to smell the smells around you, the food, even the perfume of the people with you. Smell the wine or the lemonade that you're drinking. Notice the colors around you. Really bring that experience into your body, into your mind, and just notice if there's any difference. If there's any difference about how your body's feeling. Just notice how your body is feeling. If you're feeling energized, are you feeling slightly lighter? So with that, just bring your attention back to your breath now, back into the room, and just feel your body again, sitting on the chair with your feet on the floor. Just bring your body back. So part of that exercise is to show very quickly and very simply the difference between how our body reacts when we're thinking about something stressful and how it reacts when we're actually thinking about something we love or something we like, something that brings us joy. So there's that really basic difference in how our body and how our body reacts. And during this time of COVID, there are lots of weird and strange symptoms that people are experiencing that they haven't experienced before. I know from my point of view, I had conjunctivitis in the last week, and I've never had conjunctivitis before. Whatever stress, I didn't even know I was experiencing particular stress. It's gone straight into my eyes, and it's made me close my eyes. So my body was telling me what it needed. It just needed to close. I just needed to stop and close my eyes, pretty much, and go further inside me to where I could find trust again, where I could find safety. Part of our nervous system, what our nervous system wants to do is keep us safe. And so when we're feeling unsafe, our nervous system will do whatever it can to balance out our safety. Now, part of what our nervous system does in our body and our unconscious is that every memory that we have, every experience that we've had is held in our body. It's held in our body. And one of the things that our nervous system or our unconscious doesn't recognize is if something comes into our mind, or a feeling, or it comes in, our subconscious doesn't know that it's actually from the past. It doesn't know that what we're presently experiencing is present or past. So part of what comes to us is that and our makeup and the way our brain and mind and body and spirit all work is we have to have meaning. We have to put meaning to everything. So if we can't bring meaning to it, we'll bring something from our past that will automatically, oh, that must be it. That's what it is. That's what's happening. And sometimes what comes from our past isn't true about right now. And so the stress that we're experiencing right now could actually be stress from something that's happened in our past. It could be creating the physical reactions of stress that we all are experiencing. Sorry, I'm just letting some people in. So the stress that we're experiencing now can simply be, hello ladies, the stress that we're experiencing now, it's a really, one of the ways that we can deal with that is actually find out if it's stress from right now, from our present, from today, or whether it's something that is from our past that is stressful, that's feeding more and more of our today's stress. Part of what this could be is that it could be a look that someone gives you, and that feeds into your subconscious and your nervous system, and you just go, danger. It could be a smell that you smell that goes, whoa, and that is a memory from your past that creates this. The opposite side of that is a smell, for example, that I say we all love, like our grandmother's cooking, for example. I hope people had lovely experiences with your grandmother with this example. But you smell baking bread and you instantly feel, unless you're celiac, you instantly feel calm and just, wow, I can't wait to eat that. So the way that the way our senses bring our information into us, it actually then instantly plays into our subconscious, instantly plays into our nervous system. It's like if you're walking down the street, the usual thing, walking down the street, you see a stick, your nervous system goes snake, whoop, 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 and you instantly go into danger mode. And we know in our environment, sometimes here on the Northern Beaches, it's not quite, but but sometimes we know that it's going to be a stick. It's not actually going to be dangerous most of that time. So in this time with COVID, hello, all the people, lovely people who just joined, hello. So just to let you know, I am recording this, and so we'll put this up on a little while, in a little bit of time. So I'm just talking about our nervous system, talking about how our present is, how our present can be affected and is ultimately influenced by our past, and how our future can be too. A lot of the things that I work with people is familial kind of trauma and memory. So intergenerational trauma. I don't know if anyone's heard about epigenetic change, and so trauma that comes into you changes your cells, can change your genes leading on. So for example, a mother who's pregnant with a daughter, and in the womb that fetus is eggs, are formed as well. So there's three generations of cells that can be changed by one person's nervous system reactions to trauma while pregnant. So it's just so interesting. So what intergenerationally, we carry our parents, our grandparents, and so on, the trauma in our cells. It's like a memory cell. Part of what is happening right now is that our grandparents and some maybe our parents went through an enormous period of lack in the last century. And so what was happening now is we're experiencing that inbuilt in our cells trauma of lack, of losing everything, of all of the trauma that comes with that. And it's actually in our cells, and it's just rising. And we've seen this. We've seen it through people, footage in the supermarkets fighting over toilet paper. Like it's the instinct. It's the absolute instinct of fight, flight. So one of the things I wanted to talk about too is how our body reacts physically to trauma. And I'm just going to bring up a slide and let's see if it works. I'm just going to see if that's just to give you, so you see a bit more than just me. So there's a lovely man called Bessel van der Kolk, and he's a leading trauma expert and how your mind and body works with trauma. And just recently he said that in a situation where there's an uncertain outcome, which is exactly where we're at, plus helplessness, that's exactly where we are for most of us, that combination equals trauma. So we're all, no matter how we're being affected at the moment, no matter what is going on for us and the people around us, the world, every single one of us is experiencing a certain level of trauma. Uncertain outcome, helplessness equals trauma. Part of what we do when we're experiencing trauma is we try and control the situation. When we can't, so the next slide, hopefully, let's go to that one. So the universal nervous system responses, when we're feeling in danger, we go to fight, flight. The two bears, that's where our whole nervous system reacts. Our brain kind of turns off. All our blood goes to our limbs, ready to fight and run. Our digestive system turns off. Our heart rate increases. Our blood pressure goes up. Everything in our system is into fight, flight. The problem with that is if we can't turn that off, our digestive system, and we stay in fight, flight for an extended period of time, our digestive system goes to pot. We might be bloating, we might get diarrhea, we might get constipation, we can't focus, those kind of reactions. And then through fight, flight, the trauma might actually be so overwhelming. Our senses might be so overwhelmed. And this can come through also in the way where we are now, through social media, through the news, so overwhelmed by all the stuff and the people who are talking to us that we actually get into a situation of our nervous system freezes because it's so overwhelmed, doesn't know what to do. And sometimes within that fight, flight and freeze, another reaction that can happen is we just simply play dead. Those animals that when they're being attacked, they just pretend they're dead. Sometimes that's what we can do as well. And we all probably react differently in different circumstances. I know I've been in all of those. I've been in every single one of those responses in different parts of my life and different traumas. So we know that our mind and our body react together. We know that it just happens to us every day. So how do we find the calm? How do we find the energy within all of this that's going on around us? How do we dial it down so that we actually can react from where we are right now in the present? So we can turn off a bit of the past. We can turn off the past reactions and traumas and beliefs and perceptions that we've got. We might need to change some of our beliefs. Some of our beliefs around staying at home. Some of our beliefs around I'm not very busy. Some of our beliefs around staying at home, not going out. There's a whole lot of beliefs around this that are ingrained in us. We've actually been taught to be busy, 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 busy. And you're not doing anything good if you're not busy, busy, busy. And we're keeping our kids busy, busy, busy. So our whole life is like this. And so this could be just a time where we start repercepting, not a word, that we start changing our perceptions, that we start changing our beliefs, start changing what we think is actually the best thing for us and our families and our workmates and the people who are working with us and for us. So how do we find it? How do we actually feel safe in the situation that we find ourselves in? How do we get out of that, this fight, flight, or the freeze, or even the play dead? Part of this is about the awareness of our thoughts, awareness of what our body is actually, our mind and our body, and how they play together. The awareness of that is super, super important, because otherwise we just let our nervous system and our subconscious, which actually run 90% of our life, more than that, we need to become aware of what we're thinking, simply what we're thinking. And does it fit right now? Is it actually appropriate? Am I thinking that this is such a terrible, terrible situation and I'm never going to get out of it? Is that actually true? Is it a way that is it overwhelming you? Is there a way that you can change that perception to say, yes, it is a terrible and a hard situation. However, we will recover. We will get out of this. And so there's a way of calming your nervous system through that, with awareness of what's actually going on around you, in your body, in your mind, and is it true? Is it true? Part of the thing about mindfulness is a word that everyone has probably heard, but mindfulness, how great it would be to be able to spend 20 minutes in the morning and 20 minutes at night sitting just zenning out. And for some people, yes, that is possible. But for a lot of people, it's not possible. Even 20 minutes each day is not possible. But to bring ourselves into a mindful situation can be so easy in any situation that you're doing. One of the things that I do, that I've started doing, is even when I'm cooking, even when I'm chopping up the vegetables, I just bring my mind in and like, okay, what's happening with me right now, with everyday things that we do. It could be in the shower. This is another great thing. In the shower, just be aware of the water falling on your body. Just bring your mind and your body into harmony so that you can feel the water falling. And how does it feel on your body? How does that feel? And does it soothe you? Does it not soothe you? Other things, when you're driving, at traffic lights, mind you, driving, and just check how tight you're holding the steering wheel. Just check if are you like this? Just check in with your body. And then once you realize or discover that your body is tight, just check in with your shoulders every now and again. Just kind of do the thing. Check in, putting your clothes on the line. Oh, I've still got a clothesline. Put your clothes on the clothesline and just looking around you. Sometimes when I'm putting my clothes on the line, I've got boys, lots of dirty clothes. I kind of get frustrated that I'm doing the same thing every day. It's just driving me insane. But then when I actually look around and go, this is such a beautiful day. Look at what's around me. I'm out in the fresh air. I'm helping to keep my kids clean, all those things. And so it actually changes my perception around the action that I'm doing. Being aware of what the frustrations are and then being able to turn them around. Little things like waking up in the morning and just thinking, what do I need today? What do I need today to get me to a space where I'm feeling gratitude, where I'm feeling a remote sense of joy? What do I need today to get me focused enough to do the things that I want to do as well as need to do? It's the awareness of where our body's at with our mind together. Some of the things that I show people in clinic here is we work with traditional Chinese medicine, with acupressure, I should say, and essential oils. And I just want to share with you some acupressure points that will bring our mind and our body together when we're feeling certain emotions, certain stresses. And I'm just going to do the share screen again, because I think it's going to be really important to give you some ideas of what they are going to look like. So that's just a slide of, yes, very stressed. lots of things here that we can do to help ourselves not feel stressed, but we'll get into that in a little while. So here we are, some slides of acupressure points. Now the slide that's on the one that says calm and ease, that's on the bottom of your feet, that is the most powerful acupressure point that you can use to bring your body down from fight flight. And it might seem really simple, it is. It's the grounding point for your body, to be perfectly honest, and so straight with you, it's the grounding point for your body. If you can actually sit there and rub that point, then you will almost instantly feel a real calm. If you can't sit there and hold it with your hands, just rub it on the floor. It's pretty simple, and just balance on it a little bit. Just activate it a little bit. What can be beautiful with this point is rubbing that point. If you've got kids, just before they go to bed, just put a bit of essential oil like lavender or the calming oils, which we're going to go into a little minute. Just rub that on their feet. Oh, magic. They will fall asleep. Well, I hope I can't guarantee it, but it's happened a lot, that they will fall asleep instantly. You will fall asleep instantly if you just bit of self-care, rubbing that point on the bottom of your feet. Beautiful. Another point here on your wrist, with the loss and grief. If you're experiencing real sadness at the moment, which a lot of people are, that point there, just under your thumb and on your wrist, is real, and you don't have to hold it hard. And the other thing is, I can send you an email with all this information in it too. So if you want, I can send all this information, all these pictures and stuff. But that's beautiful. That's a beautiful point for just being able to sit with people, to sit with your partner, with your workmates, and even just be able to show yourself in this deep sadness. And if someone's talking to you and you're feeling deep sadness about their situation, simply just hold it for yourself, and allow that to soothe yourself as well. For big energy boost, there's those 3 points on your torso, kind of in the middle between your breasts, about 2 finger widths, above your belly. Sorry, I just got distracted by something. And then 2 finger widths below your belly, and just hold those points and just breathe, and use this as a moment to breathe, and it will really help bring your energy in, and allow your out breath to be longer than your in breath. And this, you can do this in the shower, you can do this while you're watching telly, you can do this while you're in a meeting, you can do this while you're playing with the kids, you can do it as a game with your children. How exciting. Wouldn't that be great? Wrong one. How do I go back? I don't know. Let me do that. Yes. So that's kind of how that can, the metabolism now, with blood pressure, with hormone imbalance, with water, salt balancing, really super important point. It's called spleen 4, but it's on your feet, on the inner part of your arch, about halfway along your foot. This is great for balancing the yin and yang in your body. Yin and yang, the light, the dark, the male, the female, the front, the back. Balancing the systems in your body. Beautiful, beautiful point for that. Now, for when you need to be clearly thinking, when your brain is starting to kind of just fade out, these points here, and that's simply just above your eyes. If you're looking straight ahead, simply the 2 points about 1 centimetre above your eyebrow, just in the middle of your head, and that will help bring your thinking straight back out of the emotional into being able to think clearly again. The other thing is, when your brain's kind of just faded out completely and you're feeling overwhelmed, the 2 points on the top of your head are beautiful, and you can do that. You don't even need to find the specific points. You can just simply flatten your hand out and put it on the top of your head, and it will just reach those points beautifully. And this will bring your brain back into function. Now, there are some other things that I'm going to talk about in a little while, that are some specific ways and exercises that you can do to bring your brain back into working, so that the left and right parts of your brain can work together. Because when we get stressed, our brain stops functioning. So our left and the right parts of our brains kind of split. And the idea is part of our de-stressing, part of our calming, part of our energizing is to bring our brain left and right back to working together. So that's kind of that. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about is essential oils. Essential oils, why I love essential oils so much is the sense of smell is the first sense that reaches your emotion, the emotional part of your brain, the base part of your brain first. And that's why essential oils, or the smell of baking bread, whatever it happens to be, can really help you to calm and be energized at the same time. So I'm just going to share with you on the screen some essential oils that can be great for calm. The classics like lavender, marjoram, patchouli, sage, of course. You can even burn the sage itself. Bergamot, cedarwood. Frankincense is the kind of master healer of all scents. It's beautiful, very expensive, but beautiful. So with these essential oils, you can burn them, you can mix them with a bit of oil and put them on acupressure points, put them on your skin. You can put them, put them in the bath. Work beautifully with kids. If your kids are really finding it hard being at home all the time, burn some lavender, some patchouli and some cedarwood. Beautiful, beautiful, to bring a sense of calm into the whole house. If energy is your thing, if you're needing a bit of energy, any of the citrus oils are great for uplifting mood. Grapefruit and orange, beautiful for lifting mood, for instantly just going, whoo. Oh, wow, that happens almost instantly. Ginger's fantastic. Spearmint and peppermint, also fantastic. Peppermint is great if you've got a stuffed nose, if you're having some breathing issues, peppermint is fantastic for that as well. Nutmeg and lime, beautiful for raising your energy. And a couple of just mixes, lavender and lemon together, can bring the calm and the clarity you need. So if you're studying or you've got kids who are studying, or if you're needing to work and there's a lot of stuff going on around you at home, burn a bit of lavender and lemon together. It brings the calm and the clarity of mind in at the same time. Jasmine and ylang-ylang, oh, beautiful. It just helps bring trust into your world, as well as that mindful kind of clarity as well. So they're just some really simple essences that you can find all over the place. You can find, I mean, I'm happy to get them for you if you want them, but you can buy them at the chemist. You can buy them at health food shops. You can do all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of the acupressure point and the essential oils are the parts of bringing our mind and body together that can really bring some clarity, really help us to bring some calm, and to help energize us at the same time. Being energized and calm at the same time is that point that's going to help us to be the best at work, the best at home, and even just the best for ourselves, how we can look after ourselves the best. With blood pressure, the calming oils can be beautiful for that. Blood pressure rises because we're overthinking. And a lot of us at the moment, there's a lot of overthinking going on. There's a lot of our minds that's going, woo, stress, our blood pressure's rising. If you can bring that down, bring your thinking down, mindfulness, awareness, doing things that you like. I'll talk about this in a sec. I know I'm running out of time. I've got so much to share. I'm so excited, but we will move on. So some really simple things that we can do to help us bring calm and clarity and energy into our lives. So I'm just going to share another bit of a screen so that we can see what's coming up. So there's a lot of stuff on this page, but ultimately in this time, how do we feel calm and energized? Sleep is a big thing. This time where we're feeling anxious and overwhelmed, it's really hard to get to sleep. We're staying up late possibly because we've got lots to do once the kids are asleep. That's me. Sleep is super, super important. I cannot stress how important that is. Essential oils to get you to sleep. Beautiful, calming things. Turn your screens off an hour before you want to go to bed. Food and plenty of water, super important as well. Get your body nourished from the inside. Move, whether you want to walk, whether it's boxing, whether it's whatever it is that you love, do it. And especially in times where we're in uncertain times, really important. Routine. Might be boring, but it helps our nervous system feel calm because it knows what's coming next. It knows what's going to happen tomorrow. It knows what's going to happen the next day. Routine, routine, routine. Awareness of thoughts. We talked about that a bit earlier. If you would like some help to learn how to be aware of your thoughts and symptoms without being stressed by them, without being fearful of them, it would be an honor to help you. Daily routine is important. The idea of being able to let go and let be is super important right now. Super, super important. Let go and let be. Breathe. Notice how you're breathing. Deep breathing. A lot of us at the moment, shallow breathing, and that brings our nervous system into fight flight. The other thing I'd love to ask you is, what around your stress and around what's happening at the moment, what do you love? What do you love doing? Do it. What can you do at this moment? Do it. And importantly too for you, what is not negotiable for you right now? What's not negotiable? There are most things in our lives are negotiable, but there are going to be a few things in your life that are not negotiable. You need to work that out. Come to terms with what for you is essential and do that. The other thing, laugh, dance, play, woohoo, run, have fun. At this point in time, we're so down on ourselves. It's like, just laugh, watch a comedy, listen to some funny people, dance with your kids in the lounge room, be crazy, just laugh and put your favorite music on. Just have a great time. Call someone you know who's just going to make you laugh. Like, just laugh and really have a fun time. The other thing is learning contentment over competition. At the moment, in the last, 10, 20, whatever years, that our lives are filled with competition, and we're striving to be bigger, faster, stronger, which is okay. And I'm not saying that's not okay, but we also need to be content with where we are. We need to be content with what is around us at the present time, so we can think clearly and be energized. So that's that. So the next slide. So that's some really simple. Oh, not wrong one. Okay. Some specific strategies. I'll send you this stuff, but I'm going to come back onto screen because there are some specific strategies that I really want to share with you, and I want to show you them in person. Okay. So part of that is left brain connection, and it's really easy for our brains to be disconnected. Really easy. I want to show you some really simple strategies to get your brain back into functioning left and right. Simple stuff. Touch yourself left and right. Touch yourself left and right. You can turn it into a game with your kids. If you've got kids, you can turn it into something that's touching yourself left and right. It's simple. Touching, marching. Both double-sided marching can be incredibly effective. Sorry about the noise. If it's, it can be incredibly effective to get your left-right brains going. If you can't move physically like that, if you're sitting at a desk and you know that you need this kind of work, so cross your arms, cross your ankles, do something that crosses your brain. The other thing you can do is you can, with your eyes, if you look straight ahead and look like to a horizon and pretend there's a line across there, if you keep your head straight and it's simply looking from left to right and right to left, and you might simply, and you can do this anytime. Do it with your kids when they're starting to freak out. They're starting to freak out. You can do it with them, and it's a game, looking left to right. You might even notice in yourself at some point in that your eyes falter or stop. That's at that point is where your left-right connection is faltering. So if you can just keep doing it, and then you can clear that left-right block. If your kids are having trouble reading, it could be simply their brain is there, without them knowing it, their brain is so stressed that they can't do the left-right function very well. It happens to us all. Marching, great thing. Marching, great for that kind of thing. If you want to get really involved, get on the floor and do some that kind of G.I. Joe marching, like crawling on the floor. Get the kids out in the yard, do that. Get yourself out in the yard on the grass and do that. That's great for cross-brain connection. It really is. The other thing is when something's stressing you, when someone's come to you and you're just about to go, just take a breath, take a moment. This takes practice, by the way, but take a breath, take a moment and say, is what I'm feeling, is what I'm thinking true? Is it true? Is this person actually going to attack me and hurt me? Is what this person what this person says, is that going to destroy my world? Is it actually true? Take a breath, take a moment, understand what's happening in your body, the way that your mind and your body are interacting with what you think is going to be danger coming to you. The other thing is balance. So what happens what's going on the inside also happens on the outside. So what you can do is you can check your balance. Now make sure you've got a chair next to you. Make sure you've got something you can hold on to. Just simply check your balance. Hold onto a chair and lift one foot off the ground and see where your balance is. We balance in two ways, from our eyes and from our middle ear. So one of the things you can do is you can leave your eyes open and balance on one foot, and then make sure you've got a chair there. Don't do this without something to hold on to. Close your eyes. And in about 10 seconds, it takes about 10 seconds for the balance to swap over in your brain, and just check how your balance is, both your vision and your ear balance. So interesting, because one could be fabulous, the other not so fabulous. And it's about practicing. It's about actually physically getting your balance sorted so that you can feel balanced inside as well. It's that real dance between our body and our mind and our spirit, in how that all goes together. Your balance might be fabulous, like great. So that's the one thing. The other thing that probably, well, the one thing apart from everything else that I want you to take from this is simply be kinder. Simply be kinder to yourself, to people around you, people you know, people you don't know. Simply be kinder. Practice patience with yourself and others. Practice compassion, self-compassion, compassion on others. And don't forget that everyone in their own way is experiencing trauma. Everyone is sitting in trauma at this moment. And so the idea that we are compassionate with each other, that we're kind to each other, we're kind to ourselves, kind to our neighbour, kind to whoever comes into our path. Kindness, some people call it self-compassion, simple, just being gentle. Let's practice being gentle on ourselves and gentle on each other. And you can do that with essential oils, acupressure, being aware of your mind and body. So that's it. So thanks for. I'm going to stop recording in a second, then we can chat if that's okay. Or do you want me to keep the chat in the record? What would people prefer? I'm easy to do either. Does anybody mind? I'll stop recording and then we can just chat amongst us. Is that okay with everyone? Yeah, okay. Thanks for joining me. Just for the recording, if you would like to contact me for any more information, I can send you all this information. We can chat about how your body and mind can work together. Give me a call, Lisa, or email me at lisa@interbalancekinesiology.com.au. My website, Insta, Facebook, all those beautiful things. Thanks.